Yes, promotion candidate, you're most welcome once again. Today marks another important tutorials to share with you some important information that is dear to our promotion exams and it's very necessary for me to share with you at this time, and you learn and you move forward in your promotion success. So today we are looking at the functions of the Ministry of Education, the functions and the responsibilities of Ministry of Education. Ministry of Education, on achieving its objectives, it performs so many functions. And these are the functions that we are going to look at to help you pass your promotion exams. One is formulation of policies or educational policies for the consideration of the government. And it is very important that we get to know what the Ministry of Education does. And one of the functions or the key functions is to formulate policies for the government of the day to consider them and bring them as policies to help Ghana Education Service. That is one function. The second function is to advise the government on plans on education, how education should be moved. It is the work of the Ministry of Education to advise the government of the day to come out with good policies to help the Ghanaian child. So one of its functions is to advise the government. Then the third one is to take or to undertake research that may be necessary for the effective implementation of government policies on education. And for a policy to be just implemented or just to be formulated, the government doesn't just get up and says it wants to um, they want to formulate a policy and implement it. It has to go through a research by Ministry of Education to see its necessity before it is being considered. Then number four function of the Ministry of Education is to review government policies and plans on education. So if a policy is being considered to be effective, it has to be gone. It has to go through a lot of review before it is being implemented. Or what have been implemented has to go through a review to see its effectiveness as a policy. So that is one of the functions of the Ministry of Education. Then point number five is to coordinate and monitor the implementation of sector policies and strategies by the Ministry of Education. So it is very important that all policies that are being implemented are being monitored and see whether the policy is functioning well or it is not functioning well. So coordination and monitoring of implementation of sector policies, that the education um, sector policies to see its functions. Very, very important that we get to know these things before we go and write our promotion exams. But before we move to the responsibilities of the Ministry of Education, if this is your first time of coming across my tutorials, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. It's very important. Now let's jump into the responsibilities of the Ministry of Education. So the Ministry of Education working towards achieving the overall goal of providing relevant and quality education for all Ghanaian school, all Ghanaian children, including the disadvantaged, to enable them to acquire skills which will help them function literally and productive to facilitate effective and poverty alleviation, then and promote rapid economic growth. Then the Ministry of Education has a very key responsibility to perform, and these are the key responsibilities that the Ministry of Education performs. One, it makes the ministry responsible for expanding access to quality education at all levels. That is one of the responsibility of the Ministry of Education, is to expand the access of quality education at all levels of education. So it's very important we get to know. Then two, or the second responsibility of the Ministry of Education, is providing and improving the infrastructural facilities in all level of education. So it's very important we know these things before we go and write our promotion exams. Then providing free education at the basic level, making the pre-tertiary education cost effective. So it shouldn't be so expensive and it shouldn't be so less. So it should be within the ambit of the Ministry of Education to help the pre-tertiary education. Very, very important. Then raising the quality of teaching and learning for effective outcomes, making education more relevant to the national goals and aspirations by focusing on technical and vocational education. That is another huge, huge responsibilities of the Ministry of Education. Then another responsibility Another responsibility of the Ministry of Education is to establish a well coordinated and integrated system of scientific, technological, and social innovation for the public private partnership and development in the Ministry of Education. So these are some of the things that we need to go through before you go and write your promotion exams. I'll leave some of the tutorials that I've done on the Ministry of Education and other related things that are very dear for us to pass our promotion exams here, and you will get to know them. Thank you. Come back another time for us to share another important information for passing our promotion exams. Thank you. God bless you. Salute.